An airplane landing. An airplane landing. I'll explain the first day that I arrived or that the plane landed in Washington, D.C. Summer. Summer. Sticky or humid. Sticky or humid. Temperature. Temperature. It was still summer, hot and humid. The temperature was about 95. It was terrible. What happened? Flying from Minnesota to Washington, D.C. Flying from Minnesota to Washington, D.C. A friend and I flew from Minnesota to Washington, D.C. That time was 1974. We were ready to enter Gallaudet. Was that the first time that you had flown? Yes, you were right. It was really fast flying to Washington, D.C. Anyway, it was really neat. The plane landed and I called the stewardess. Noticed that the sign service was used here to mean stewardess. To laugh. To laugh. I asked her, why did we land in Chicago? The woman laughed and said, no, here, this is Washington, D.C. The sign can't and the finger spelled be is a borrowing from English, meaning it can't be. It can't be. I was puzzled. We flew just a short time. It couldn't be. I know that. The flight was short. What happened? I'm curious. My friend and I went out of the airport. There was a long line of taxis. My friend and I went over to the first taxi. The signer then points to where that is for further reference. Two. Two. The sign to is used in signed English expressions. For example, to the first man. To the first man. The other taxi, the one that was behind the first one, a man got out of it and went over to the first man's taxi. To yell. To yell. Here is a form of the sign discuss, which means to discuss heatedly. To discuss heatedly. There was a fight, a heated discussion, and lots of yelling, and people were looking at them. A VIP. A VIP. The sign company is made with the initials C and O. Company. The sign discuss takes on a circular motion when more than two people are involved. Discuss where more than two people are involved. My friend and I were puzzled. Later, a VIP, or an important man from the taxi company, went there, and the three of them discussed something for 5 minutes. Finally, the man decided. He pointed to the first taxi, and my friend and I went over to the first taxi. To give in. To give in. The next sign is often translated as far out. Far out. That man in the second taxi gave in and went away. That's really far out. Why did they fight? Don't care. Don't care. To waste. Waste. Big-headed. Big-headed. To have a feeling that. To have a feeling that. I understood nothing. I really don't care why they fought, but it was a waste of time. I have a feeling that the first taxi, referring to the man in the first taxi, was big-headed and pulled in front of the other taxi. I don't have any proof. Problem. Problem. From now on. From now on. Were there more problems from then on or after that? Getting to or arriving at Gallaudet College was no problem. When you arrived, what did you do? Messed up. Messed up. To have a blank mind. To have a blank mind. Really, arriving at the airport was all messed up. As for what I remember after that, my mind is blank. Town or city. Town or city. To be used to. To be used to. One thing impressed me. Washington, D.C. was a big city, and I wasn't used to it. A plane landing. Summer. Sticky or humid. Temperature. Laugh. It can't be. 2. Yell. A VIP. Company. To give in. Far out. Don't care. Waste. Big-headed. To have a feeling that. Problem. From now on. Messed up. Blank mind. City or town. To be used to.